Lately, I've noticed a little bit of confusion on letter reversals in our house, so I poured over Pinterest and the internet to find some activities that would really help hone in on that skill in determining the differences between the forward letters and the backward letters. Hey you guys, it's Christina from the Purple Alphabet, and I don't know about you guys, but my kids always reverse letters, and I think it's kind of a common thing, right? Do your kids do that? So I wanted to see if there are some activities out there that could really help in distinguishing those letter reversals, particularly the B and the D. That's where we really have a hard time, and that we can work on at home and kind of at our own pace to improve that so that we don't make those mistakes in the future. And of course, these things have to be very inexpensive or free, so most of the things I'm going to show you are free or a free printable, and I'll link all those resources down below. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I do educational activities for kids, ideas and inspirations to learn through play, plus a little bit of hauls and giveaways going on too. I would love it if you would subscribe and join us because I always like hearing from new subscribers. Now on to the activities. So I'm looking for really inexpensive and doable ideas that you could do at home. The first one I have for you is a magazine hunt. So I have just a magazine here. You can use whatever you have. This was just something that I had around the house, and you could tear out the page or you could use a couple pages, whatever you have. This one has a lot of text. I'd probably use one that has a little bit less text, bigger words, maybe an ad. And this one, simply just ask your child to find all the letter B's or find all the letter D's or the P's or the Q's, whatever one you're having difficulty figuring out the differences with. So you could use a highlighter like I have here, or you could use a pen and just circle. So you would just go through and highlight all the ones. In this case, I'm going to do D. So I did a couple of D's here. So the whole page will eventually, because there'll be a lot of D's in your text, will be highlighted or circled, and you can just go through and quickly find out if they did all the D's or the B's or the P's or the Q's. It's a lot more fun too if you also use this in the children's magazine versus what I have, but you can really use anything that you have around the house. This next one is a free printable. This one came from myteachingstation.com. I'll put links down below so you can go find them. This is real simple. Circle the correct letter. So the first column you have a balloon, so you would circle all of the B's, and of course they're all mixed up here, so that's where the discrimination comes into play. You have to figure out which one is B, or you could do a little bit of fun. I like mixing it up with some do-a-dot markers, and so when you go through, you would just dab the correct letter and go through all of that like that. Kind of makes it a little bit more fun. So this one is free, and it's a really quick and easy one to do. Another free printable set, this one's from a Teachers Pay Teachers account called Karen Pritchett, and I like this one because I had a variety. The first sheet that comes on is a laundry letter discrimination, and this is a coloring one. So over here you have the color code, so you're learning how to read B equals blue, you're learning color names, and then over here you find the letters and color that t-shirt accordingly. So your whole page would be covered and completed when you're done. And then there's quick 2 questions here. Which letter did you find the most? So once again, it's another way to count the correct letter and find out which one's most and which one did you use least. So several different exercises packed into one. I really liked this one. Also in this one is a muffin letter discrimination. Same concept, same thing, just in muffin form. So maybe you like shirts, maybe you like muffins, I don't know. And then these 2 graphs are really cool. If you wanted to include some math in this activity, for each page it has one of these graphs, so you can go and count how many B's you did have on your cupcakes and then graph it on the graph here. So that was really cool, I thought, because it incorporated a little bit, ooh, pages flying everywhere. It incorporated a little bit of math into the activity too. So I don't know about you all, but I have a whole bunch of flashcards. This is the current set that my 5-year-old knows. And I also had these little page flags. They're little sticky page flags that came from Daiso, but you can really use sticky notes of any sorts, and most people do have some of these kinds of things. So I thought it would be fun if my daughter was to go through all of the flashcards, since I already have them, and these are also a flashcard review, but to look for the letters. So maybe I'm asking her to look for the letter D. Once she finds a D in a word, then she just take a sticky and flag it for me. And then she'd go through the cards till she found another one and then flag that one. So by the end, she will have gone through all of the sight words, but then also have found all the D's that are in combination with the word, not just solo. Because sometimes when those other letters are there, for some reason, it just makes things worse. So it's a good exercise to find them when they're with other letters. And putting the little stickies on is just a little bit of fun too. If you don't have sight word cards, you can pick up these kind of spelling flashcards. It's the same thing. These came from Dollar Tree, I think it was. And there's a whole bunch of words in here, actually on the back. There we go. And you can do the exact same thing, looking for the B's, the D's, the Q's, and the P's. Here's another free printable for you. This one came from myteachingstation.com as well. And this one's slightly different than what I'm showing you because it is the capital letter with the lowercase letter. So all of the lower cases are down here and it's a cut and paste. So you cut them out and then you sort them with the capital letters, which I thought was pretty clever. So it's just a little bit different take because you have the capitals and of course you need to know the differences between both. So it's a sorting activity, cut and paste, and letter discriminating. All right, so I have a dry erase die right now. These are at Dollar Tree currently. Right now I've seen them in almost every Dollar Tree I've been in. If you see them, grab them. They are pretty fantastic. They are a cube that has dry erase spots on each side. You can use a wet erase marker so they stay on longer and put whatever you want on them. These are great for activities. In our case for today, we're going to be putting our letters, of course, B, D, P, and Q. So once you have them all on there, I have a piece of paper here. You could also fold this piece of paper up, and this is your little tally chart. So what you're doing now is rolling the die. It totally rolled out of frame. All right, what rolled was a B, so then your child can look for the B on the chart and either make a tally mark or better yet, write the letter B. So every time they roll that letter, they write it in and fill it in on here. So now you have discrimination practice with the rolling and then also learning how to write them properly, because that's another part that's really hard, is writing them the right way and remembering which way the B goes and which way the D goes and that kind of thing. So a really fun exercise. If you don't want to do the writing and you want to use a little bit of math, you can try these 10 frames. These 10 frames came from Lakeshore Learning. I've showed you them before in a 10 frame video, and this would probably work best if you had just 2 letters that you're working on, maybe B and D, and then you can designate each frame to have one of the letters like this. Sorry for the glare there. And then when you rolled out a frame again, you would tally 1 for each letter that popped up. So this is a great way of graphing, counting, number recognition, and letter discrimination too. And lastly, I'm going to use here on the back of my graphing sheet so we don't waste paper. And then I have these letter stamps. Doesn't have to be these. I got mine from Lakeshore Learning because I like that they snap together for words. But you certainly can use any letter stamps that you have. I'm going to pick out my D's and P's, or my D's and B's. You don't even have to use stamps, you guys. You can just write the letters. I mean, come on, can't get easier than that. But if you want to do stamps, you can. And you make your own sheet, your own discrimination sheet. So you would stamp a whole bunch of B's on here and D's. I did mine all in a row just because it's a little bit easier at first. If you want to be more complicated, then you can do them sporadically all over the place. And so this becomes either a do a dot activity with your do a dot marker, depending on how far away you put them, or circling activity of where you find one of the letters. So you could say find all the B's, and they would cross out all of the B's or circle all of the B's. So you can do this multiple times, as many times as you want with whatever letters you want, which is a really cool thing to do with the stamps. Don't forget, we also have a giveaway going on right now to celebrate July 4th. So if you plan on doing some July 4th curriculum or activities with your kids to engage them in the holiday, make sure to check out that video. I'll link it down below so you can go and enter to win. Do you have activities that you do with your kids that might be helpful for our house? Let me know down below in the comments, because your ideas are usually really good too, and I love hearing about them. They really give me some inspiration. Click subscribe to see more videos like this and give me a thumbs up to show your love.